and welcome back to FXX, where we chop through the noise and try to keep you safe in the financial forest. I'm Max, and today we're tackling a question that comes up in almost every serious conversation about brokers, platforms, and trading risk. Is regulation actually important in FX? The short answer, of course, is yes. The more useful answer, though, is that regulation matters in different ways for different traders. Not all regulation offers the same level of protection. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes I still see in 2026 is people assuming that because a broker is regulated, it must automatically be safe. That's a bit like assuming every car with seatbelts wins Formula One. So today we're looking at what regulation actually does, what it doesn't do, the trade-off between protection and flexibility, and how you should think about regulation when choosing a broker this year. If you'd like to skip ahead, the timestamp is below, but I'd recommend sticking around because this one is one of those topics that's far more useful when you've seen the whole picture. Right then, let's get into it. First of all, what does regulation actually mean? When people say a broker is regulated, what they usually mean is that it's licensed by a financial authority and has to follow a specific set of rules. These rules normally cover things like how client money is held, financial reporting, audits, complaint procedures, and ongoing supervision. In simple terms, regulation is there to protect you from the broker, not from the market. It's designed to reduce the risk of fraud, mismanagement, or a company simply disappearing into the sunset with your money. What it doesn't do is make you a profitable trader, guarantee perfect execution, or stop you making spectacularly bad decisions at 2 o'clock in the morning. The distinction is incredibly important because plenty of traders subconsciously believe a regulated broker is safe in every possible sense. It isn't. Regulation really answers one question. If something goes wrong with the broker itself, what protection do I actually have? That's the foundation that everything else sits on. So what does regulation normally protect you from? In many cases, it requires brokers to keep client funds separate from their own operating money. So your deposit shouldn't be mixed in with the office coffee budget. It usually involves regular reporting and audits to show the business is financially sound, along with formal complaint procedures, and in some countries, compensation schemes if the broker becomes insolvent. But here's where people often get caught out. Regulation doesn't protect you from losing trades. It won't rescue a poor strategy, fix bad execution, or stop you revenge trading because the market owes you one. A fully regulated broker can still have an average platform, wide spreads, or execution that makes you wonder whether your order was delivered by carrier pigeon. Regulation is a safety net, not a guarantee of quality, and confusing the two is where traders often come unstuck. So let's talk about the decision traders face in 2026. Tier 1 regulation or offshore regulation. Tier 1 regulators such as the FCA in the UK or ASIC in Australia generally offer the strongest consumer protection. That means things like compensation schemes, strict conduct rules, negative balance protection, and limits on leverage. For newer traders, that's pretty reassuring. It's a safety blanket. Offshore regulators, on the other hand, usually give you much more flexibility. High leverage, fewer restrictions, and greater freedom over how you trade are all part of the appeal. Here's the important bit though. Offshore doesn't automatically mean bad, and Tier 1 doesn't automatically mean perfect. It's simply a trade-off. Tier 1 regulation gives you more protection, but inevitably takes away some of that flexibility. Offshore regulation gives you more freedom, but asks you to accept things more responsibly if things go wrong. It's a bit like choosing between a family hatchback and a sports car. One wraps you in airbags, the other gives you a lot more excitement, but you probably want to know what you're getting into before you put your foot down. Another truck catches traders every year, and it's surprisingly easy to miss. Many of the biggest brokers now operate under several different licenses. Their homepage proudly displays FCA, ASIC, European, and offshore regulation all under the same brand, giving the impression that everyone receives the same protection. In reality, when you open your account, you're assigned to one specific legal entity, and that is the one that matters. A broker might advertise its FCA license front and center, while your account is actually opened under an offshore subsidiary with a completely different set of protections. The better brokers are upfront about this. They clearly explain which entity you're registering with, what regulator oversees it, and exactly what protections apply. The less transparent ones rely on the logo doing most of the talking. So before you deposit a single pound or dollar, ask one simple question. Which entity am I actually trading under? If the answer isn't obvious, that's worth treating as a red flag. So who should care most about regulation? In my experience, beginners and traders with smaller accounts benefit the most from stronger regulatory protection. If you're still learning risk management, features like negative balance protection and compensation schemes can stop a bad day becoming a catastrophic one. More experienced traders often look at the equation slightly differently. They may prioritize execution quality, platform features, product choice, or higher leverage, and for them, an offshore entity can be a perfectly sensible option, provided they fully understand the additional risk they're accepting. This isn't about avoiding rules. It's about choosing a level of protection that matches your experience and the way you trade. So, how should you actually use regulation when choosing a broker? Not as a simple yes or no filter, but as a part of a wider assessment. Ask yourself 3 questions. Which legal entity will my account sit under? What protection does the regulator actually provide? And does that suit both my trading style and my level of experience? Once you've answered those, look at everything else that matters. Execution quality, spreads, platform stability, and customer support. A highly regulated broker with dreadful execution is still frustrating to trade, while a less restricted broker with excellent infrastructure might be exactly the right fit for the right person. Context always matters. So, is regulation important in FX? Absolutely. But it isn't a gold star, and it certainly isn't a guarantee that everything else will be perfect. Regulation protects you from problems with the broker, it doesn't protect you from the market, and it definitely doesn't protect you from yourself. The smartest traders in 2026 aren't simply asking, is this broker regulated? They're asking, how am I protected? What am I giving up? And does that balance actually make sense for me? Get that right, and you'll avoid most of the industry's common traps. Get it wrong, and no amounts of impressive logos on a homepage will save you. If you found this useful, give the video a like, subscribe to FXX for more broker reviews and trading guides. Let me know in the comments what type of regulation you're currently trading under. As always, stay sharp, trade smart, and I'll see you next time at the sharp end.